And right now, hometown hero stabbed. The search is on in Sacramento for two people who are wanted for a brutal attack on France train hero Spencer Stone. And just moments ago, UC Davis Medical Center gave us an update on his condition.
Airman Stone's condition is serious. While he has sustained significant injuries, Airman Stone's care team anticipates that he will make a full recovery.
Good evening, I'm Golston Dart.
And I'm Edie Lambert. Spencer Stone is still in the hospital right now in serious and stable condition after undergoing surgery for 3 stab wounds to his torso. Doctors say he is heavily sedated right now. And right now, investigators are poring over this surveillance video from a neighboring liquor store showing the altercation that broke out that left Stone with several stab wounds. We've highlighted Stone there in the video. The actual stabbing is on the video, but we've chosen not to show you that moment. But just seconds later, Stone is seen walking away down the sidewalk. The first calls came in around 12:45 this morning after that fight on 21st and K Streets. We have live team coverage for you tonight of the hometown hero stab. Let's begin with KCRA 3's David Bienig live in Midtown Sacramento where the stabbing happened. David.
Golston, good afternoon. On that surveillance video, this fight appears to last at least 2 minutes. It moves down this sidewalk and then out into the street. What you can't see on the video, however, is who started the fight and why. Workers at a liquor store across the street in Midtown Sacramento saw what happened when they got to work this morning and checked their surveillance camera video from overnight.
Just altercation in the middle of the street, people going back and forth, and then you see someone kind of lunge, and then everyone just kind of disperses from there.
In the video, a group of people comes down the sidewalk swinging punches at one another. On the right-hand side of the screen, Spencer Stone, wearing a white long-sleeve shirt, steps out into the crosswalk. He lands 3 or 4 punches on the men surrounding him as he backs out into the middle of the intersection at 21st and K Streets. Just after Stone knocks one of the men to the pavement, another appears to stab him from behind. Moments later, Stone walks back down the sidewalk with what appears to be a large blood stain on his shirt. By this morning, a woman was using a broom and soap to clean the blood off the sidewalk. Some clothing, a shoe, and a paper cup also marked the spot where Stone apparently collapsed.
Describe specifically the spots and what you saw when you were able to get in there.
About in a 5 by 5 foot area, maybe a good 3 feet of spread out blood.
Detectives say the fight started at a nearby bar, but won't say which one. Today, they were going in and out of the office for the bar known as Badlands with handfuls of computer disks. A local business owner says the detectives are asking for additional interior and exterior surveillance video that might show more about what triggered the fight.
We're very motivated to try and help any way possible to help. As I told you, we're involved with ownership of this block here, so any cameras that we may have or know of to try and help any way possible.
Detectives have been up and down this block all day, but tonight the hunt for those 2 suspects is still on. KCRA 3's Mike Lurie is live at the Sacramento Police Department with more on who they are. Mike?
Well, David, Sacramento police tonight are actively searching for 2 men believed to be involved in the assault and attack on Spencer Stone earlier this morning. But to make an arrest, they say they may need your help. Police are focusing on 2 men, seen here in this surveillance video, suspected of stabbing Spencer Stone early this morning in Midtown Sacramento.
The suspects in this crime are 2 male Asian adults. The males are being described as wearing white t-shirts and blue jeans.
The suspects then fled in a dark-colored Toyota Camry built between 2009 and 2012.
The assault does not appear to be a random act. It's believed to be related to a nightclub incident.
Police won't comment on exactly what triggered the attack, but they say the men who assaulted Spencer Stone didn't know he was a hometown hero. They didn't know he was a United States Air Force airman, first class, who thwarted a terrorist attack on a train in France just 2 months ago. Stone is courageous, the kind of guy who is pre-wired to stop bad things from happening, according to former Sacramento Sheriff John McGinnis.
If something was going bad in a bar, he may very well be the kind of guy that would step in and try to intervene. That may be what caused this to occur.
That incident, of course, still under active investigation tonight as police are looking for those 2 suspects. They're also asking for help. If you have any information at all that can lead to the arrest of those individuals involved, you're asked to call the Sacramento Police. And there's also a number you can call anonymously at 916-443-HELP. Reporting live in Sacramento, Mike Lurie, KCRA 3 News.
And Mike, we know that Stone wasn't by himself last night. Tell us a little bit about the group that he was with.
Right. Spencer Stone was part of a group of 5 people, one other guy besides himself and 3 women, and somehow they mingled with another group of men. There was a violent confrontation that led to this tragic altercation. We'll have more on that coming up tonight at 6.
All right. Mike, thanks for that part of our coverage.